sort of this lie that they care about children. They seem to care about white children. But like when they say more Trump babies, what does that mean?
I think it's true that he wants Trump babies, which implies he wants American-born white children.
He wants toddler white nationalists.
I'm sure you can tell from the intro where this is going. The View hags have a full-on meltdown over Trump babies, and we're going to pick them apart. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yesterday, the White House rolled out a new initiative that they claim will make it easier and safer and more affordable to give birth in America. Take a look.
That is the most disingenuous smile I've ever seen, and it looks pretty evil.
The Department of Labor is issuing a new rule to formally create a fertility benefit option for employers that can be offered to all employees outside of their normal health insurance plans. It's a big deal. This is a new benefit or an option that will be a major help for millions of American moms that will result in more beautiful American babies. I'm a quick study, so I learned everything there is to learn in about 3 or 4 minutes. And I became the father of fertility.
1 in 3 Americans are underbabied. What does underbabied mean? That means that you either don't have any children or you have less children than you would normally want to have. And to Katie's point, we have a crisis that's causing our fertility rate to drop below 1.5. Replacement rate is 2.1. So we're way below what we need just to even replace the people that we have in America. And as the services get better, we make them more affordable, we'll have more Trump babies.
Oh, you heard that.
Yeah. Did he say
our Trump babies?
What Trump babies?
Well, listen, if you really want to help, if you really, really want to help, stop spending $29 billion on a war, $400 million on a ballroom, and $13 million painting the reflecting pool.
I love that Trump puts his name on everything because it drives these women crazy. And it's already been established that the ballroom is being privately funded, but they can't seem to get that through their thick heads. And when have they ever complained about the hundreds of billions of dollars that Joe Biden authorized for the expenditure of international conflicts?
And put that money towards child care and accessibility.
Can we get a refund from the Minnesota fraudsters that none of the media will cover?
Because it's not enough to say have babies. You have to, those babies are with you every day. You got to take care of them. You got to feed them. You got to keep them occupied. You got to put them in childcare. You got to put them in school. You got to take care of them. You got to do summers with them. You got to pay for stuff. This idea, you know, of they have 29, the median household income, they say in 2024 is $83,730. The cost of child care birth is $18,000 without insurance. Yeah. Now, in 18 years, when, you know, all of this comes out, this money, what is it going to be? And you need to give people money while the child is growing. You can't just hand them $18 million and $18,000 and say, go to school. You can't do that. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about this?
Whoopi makes it sound like having a child is the most miserable and daunting thing on earth. Of course, you have to love, nurture, and care for your babies. You have to make sure they're well fed and cared for. And most parents would make any sacrifice necessary to see that through. And what parent who brings life into this world dreads spending time with their children? I feel like that would be a natural human instinct, also known as common sense, something the women on this show lack tremendously. Now, I'm going to warn you, what you're about to see may make you feel a little awkward, but Alyssa is about to take Trump's side and explain why being a Trump baby could be an amazing opportunity for those who choose to take advantage of it.
I actually agree with this, but I'm going to preface it to say the fact that he puts his name on everything is just so cringe. I set up one of these Trump accounts for my son when he was born. The government matches $1,000.
Of course she did.
And if you were to contribute $5,000 a year, which that's the higher end that you would do, that's like tax-free or tax-deferred, Charles Schwab says that at 18, when your child has access to it, it'd have about $100,000 or almost $200,000 in it. So this is very similar to like a 529 account or a Roth IRA.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Just think about how much different your life might have been. Not saying your life is horrible and you aren't happy, but just think about the opportunities you might have had if your family had the opportunity that Trump is giving this generation. Could you imagine your parents opening a Trump fund for you, and when you turned 18, you could have had anywhere from $18,000 to $100,000 to $200,000 at your disposal?
What gets me is this lie that they care about children. They seem to care about white children. But like when they say more Trump babies, what does that mean? Okay, I'm just asking the question.
Oh, shut up, Joy. You're just stirring the pot.
And I would like to just remind people that this administration dismantled USAID, which helped children around the world. They cut $13 billion in foreign aid, resulting in an estimated 500,000 children dying. And 4.5 million children under 5 could die by 2030 due to largely preventable diseases like pneumonia, diarrhea, HIV, malaria, and tuberculosis. So don't tell me you care about children. You only care about these children that you call Trump children.
But it is accessible to any American.
But that, let's look at the overall.
My child's not a Trump child. It's accessible to anyone who wants to sign
I'm looking at the overall
up for it.
picture of this administration. Stop BSing me, okay? That's all.
Go ahead.
I'll just quickly say, because I think everyone's making great points.
And there goes the staged audience clapping on cue. Joy should stop BSing herself. At the end of the day, USAID was only on papers saying they were so-called saving those children. Where are the records? Where's the proof? She forgot to mention how USAID also funded $50 million for condoms in Gaza, $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for the production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 on a transgender opera in Colombia, and $32,000 for a transgender comic in Peru, all under the Biden administration. So they can miss me with that emotional manipulation. USAID should have been more responsible with the way they handled their finances.
I think two things can be true at the same time. I think that the intent can be questioned behind these new Trump policies. There was no acknowledgement of the Black maternal mortality crisis because Black women die at a much higher rate than any other demographic.
Twice as
than any other demographic, and he doesn't seem to be. This administration is not concerned about that. I think it's true that he wants Trump babies, which implies he wants American-born white children.
He wants
that may be
toddler white nationalists.
that may be part of.
As if being white and giving birth to a child that loves his country is some atrocity. These women are absolutely delusional. Why do they have so much hate for white babies? So much hate that they're making stuff up. You can't despise these racist heifers enough. I never once heard them complaining about pregnant migrants and families with multiple children flooding our country and mooching off our welfare system. So the problem isn't babies, just white babies.
I think it's true that he wants Trump babies, which implies he wants American-born white children.
He wants toddler white nationalists.
That may be part of the intent. But as someone who also struggled with infertility, Manny and I went through our entire life savings to have our children. There was no insurance. We were fortunate enough to have a home that his parents gave us a down payment for, and we borrowed against our entire home and lost and our entire savings to have our two beautiful children.
Yeah, sure they did. And then they discovered a way to recover their losses by scamming the healthcare system. Because according to Sunny, it was the right thing to do.
And so the fact that something like this is available where you do have help with IVF, that you do have help with the drugs, the IVF drugs, I think is a win. There's so much to criticize Donald Trump for, especially his racism and his xenophobia and his misogyny, yes. But these particular things where you have an account, a Trump account, where your children can have $200,000 when they're 18 years old, and the help with infertility, which is also a crisis in this country, I think you call a thing, and I think these are good policies.
I'm going to call a thing and say I can't believe she just said that. But of course, she had to throw dirt on his name first. So according to Sunny, Trump is a racist misogynist who wants American families to prosper. Got it.
I think the infertility is great, and I believe it when I see people actually getting to do it. But I will not give him this until he takes care of the kids from birth to 18 or to 20.
I'm with you.
I'm sorry, that's
Whoopi is a straight-up idiot. Alyssa literally just said medication was 10 times cheaper under Trump's plan than what she actually had to pay for it. And what more does Whoopi want? As if an $18,000 to $200,000 starter kit to adulthood isn't a blessing in itself. It sounds to me like they're just trying to push every line they can to attempt to discourage Americans from creating families. Yet never once complained about the imported families or the pregnant migrants who are able to just pop up into our country and give birth at our hospitals on our dime, receive free healthcare, food, and housing, again, all on our dime. And what is Whoopi talking about, saying Trump should take that money and put it into healthcare? Well, maybe if people like Sunny's husband, illegal immigrants, and the Somalians weren't gouging our healthcare system, he might be open to it. But since Trump is trying to look out for American children, these hags want to make it a race thing. And let me just share a little information with you that maybe you weren't aware of. Did you know that according to the Congressional Budget Office under the Biden administration, the annual net cost per illegal immigrant was roughly $8,700 to $9,000 per person? And after government-provided services, a lot of that financial burden was passed to cities and states because they're mandated to provide emergency health care and K-12 education. The public education alone accounts for tens of billions of dollars annually, while the uncompensated emergency room care accounts for tens of billions more. The Congressional Budget Office also reported that migrants who entered the country during the Biden administration incurred approximately $19.3 billion worth of expenses, such as healthcare, food stamps, cash-based benefits, and child tax credits. And according to the House Budget Committee, the cost of the border crisis has reached $150.7 billion and counting. So these witches can take their racist, anti-American narratives and shove it where the sun doesn't shine, because they never once pushed back on a dollar spent by the Biden administration. But that's just how I feel about it. I would really like to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support really helps the channel grow and it's greatly appreciated. And if you're already one of my 521 subscribers, I want to thank you so much. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.